Hello and welcome back to Hanksy Panksy Honor Among Reeves, a podcast where two dumb idiot best friends absconded with Tom Hanks, purloined Dwayne Johnson, and are about to be absolutely mugged by Keanu Reeves. I'm Sam Siegel, and I'm stealing your Tumblr.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You're going to find a lot of content that you
Mm-hmm.
maybe don't want, is
Lot of
all I'm going to say.
lot of furry porn on there, Luke.
Lot of furry porn. It's not because I'm into it. I just
Mm-hmm.
collect it in the same way that some people collect like Funkos
Uh-huh.
or vinyl. I just see a juicy Sonic the Hedgehog cut
Mm-hmm.
and I have to have it.
Yeah. So yeah, let's do this. This is maybe a good time, as good a time as any, to talk about the fact that you, for a while, did send me lots of Sonic the Hedgehog stuff.
Yeah, I forget. I think it was Reddit. Some service kept suggesting furry content to me. It may have
Mm-hmm.
been Twitter back before Elon ruined it, but because all I get now is like crypto bro shit
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and
Post
AI.
post muskening.
Post muskening, all I get is AI stuff for the most part, which is not my flavor. Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, yeah, it was Twitter back in the day. I kept getting clued into what the furry community was doing.
Yeah. And you continued to send it to me.
Yeah.
And oftentimes I would receive it and not really know what to do with it.
Yeah.
To the point where I started to think you were trying to tell me something about yourself.
Nope. I just think it's one of those things where like I didn't know what to do with it either.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of shared it.
Ah, okay.
It's like in like kids movies from a certain era, that like the 80s, when you like find a dead body
Mm-hmm.
and you're like,
You need someone to poke it with a stick.
you need someone to poke it with a stick. I sent these to you because I needed you to poke them with the stick.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And also I assume to kind of test the waters and see like how's Sam gonna react
How is
to
Sam
this.
reacting to this furry content?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so anyway, that's about my stash. I This week I am Luke Patrick. I am uh stealing a
Oh.
kiss in the desert outside of
Okay.
Phoenix. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anyone to be in this movie
Mm-hmm.
because there's not a lot of, I guess I could be your psychiatrist.
You could. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I'm just gonna steal something as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously we watched you've probably picked up on the fact that we did not watch John Wick Chapter 2, and that's because after like a lot of research, we did discover that Keanu was in this enough, I
Yeah, can I
guess.
say barely? We definitely had to watch it because
We're gonna
he's load bearing.
we're
Okay.
gonna talk about it.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
So we did instead watch 2017's To the Bone, a
A,
Netflix exclusive.
a Netflix original. Um
How
well
was your
before
watch?
fine. Slammed it again. I got up at 5:30, watched it at 6 this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to do it. Sam, not important. Didn't do it as a standing watch. Did actually sit on the
Hey,
sofa the whole
that's
time.
good. That's good.
Um, how was your watch? And then I want to do something.
Watched it a couple days ago. Doesn't really matter because Luke, it's time for loan,
Hang on.
leave. Ah, shit.
I want to do a thing,
Okay.
which is really simple. And you did this a couple episodes ago. And Sam, we don't have as much time to chat as much as we used
Oh,
to.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So how are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Nice.
I'm real good. So I got a haircut and a beard trim
It
earlier
looks
this week.
amazing. Yeah.
My guy, I am over the fucking moon with it. I
Yeah.
feel fucking great.
You look
Uh,
fresh as hell.
I look like I've left the house in the past
Mm-hmm.
6 years,
Yeah.
which feels good.
Yeah.
So loving that. Love that I'm not eating my hair anymore because it was always getting in my mouth.
I know that
Um,
life, or used
oh,
to. Obviously not anymore
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
viewers, but yeah, I used to have a man bun. If you can
That's
fucking
right.
believe it, people.
I do remember the man bun years.
I used to have a man bun and very long hair down to my shoulders. And sadly now I am challenged in that department. So
Yeah. You flew
yeah.
too close to the sun.
Icarus and me, we
Mm-hmm.
got a lot in common. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You and that wax man bun of yours.
Yeah.
But no, otherwise things go pretty good. Lewis is getting pretty active these days.
Oh,
So he's lots of fun. Um, having a good time with baths as always.
nice.
Just kind of hanging around, did stuff with my folks yesterday. How are you?
Can I complain about a thing really quick?
I think that is why the podcast exists.
Yeah, I don't want to 180 your positive energy. Generally speaking, my dude, I'm the least stressed I've been in so long.
Nice.
I'm working on a metal album,
Okay.
and I am working on learning to fry scream.
Don't know what
So,
that is.
scream vocals to learn to do metal and screamo style scream vocals.
Oh, okay.
So the next time, okay, my goal is the next time we record, I want to scream for the podcast and say the phrase Tom Hanks loves fish
Okay.
in a metal
Interesting.
vocals style. That's my
Okay.
goal because I'm not doing great at learning it so far.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's a
Um,
called shot.
yeah, that's a called shot. Next week, folks, come back for me screaming the phrase Tom Hanks loves fish.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that'll be fun. But I'm on unemployment
Mm-hmm.
theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to fetch about this a little bit because my dude, the state of Arkansas, what is happening down here?
Republicans
Republicans,
typically
exactly.
is the answer.
Because here's what my week looked like. I submitted a bunch of job applications, obviously, obs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I haven't heard anything from the unemployment office, and the internet portal, quote unquote,
Mm-hmm.
says that I've already filed for a week. You're supposed to file every week. Well, I did that 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
My dude did the first. It won't let me file another. So I think I'm going to call someone.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I get: the hotline, like the overarching hotline,
Mm-hmm.
goes to a robo tree about tax forms and then hangs up.
Oh, fun.
The local office goes to it. Well, at first was disconnected, said could not be dialed as entered
Interesting.
for a couple days, and then went to a phone tree. And if you hit the button to talk to someone, it hangs up.
Oh, okay.
Internet portal's useless. I'm just over here racking my brain
Mm-hmm.
as to how to actually make this happen to the point where I think it would be easier to go get a job at Starbucks.
Without a doubt. Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah,
Republicans, particularly in this state, but really any of them, all of
yeah,
them, would really rather unemployment not exist.
yeah, which is
Uh,
crazy because it's 1/26 of my former salary.
mm-hmm.
In state money terms, it's nothing. They also limit it to 3 months, so you get 1/26 a week for 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
which is not much. It's very helpful, and I would love to have that cash,
Right.
but it's not like they're paying me full time.
No, 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 no. But why do that when you could either work or die?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And we're also sitting on a huge state surplus.
Mm-hmm. But that money should not be used to help people
Yeah, we should just,
unless
unless
you're very rich
unless you're very rich or homeschooling your kids to avoid them being indoctrinated into
or
anything.
taking them to a private school
Yes.
or public charter school, both of which tend to not do very well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, um, like most of the charter schools in the state are scoring like D's and F's
Nice.
on their school ratings. But hey, why not raid the public coffers to prop up these shitty fucking schools?
Yeah, absolutely. So I know we don't have like a huge platform
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I know a lot of you people are outside the US, so this is meaningless to you
Mm-hmm.
because you live in functioning countries with good social safety nets,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully.
Let's hope. It
Uh,
honestly, it would be kind of hard to find a country that's shittier.
yeah, exactly. The bar over here is pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I just wanted to throw out a bone and say, folks, if you know how to help me, please help. And then also, don't vote for these people.
Yeah, it would be ideal
Yeah,
if you did not vote Republican, just
yeah.
as a general policy.
Like, I don't think anyone is still listening to this podcast that falls into that bucket. So I guess
Would
maybe
would be amazing,
it would be
honestly.
fucking wild with, especially after all the cop movies we've watched,
Mm-hmm.
in which we were uh less than favorable to the
That's
police force.
pretty charitable.
Yeah. So I guess a better call to action would be to go vote,
Mm-hmm.
especially this year. But please go vote.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare over here.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, like so, our illustrious Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, when presented with the opportunity to extend maternal postpartum coverage under Medicaid,
yeah,
from 2 months to 12, said no. And important for this is the fact that Arkansas has one of the highest maternal mortality rates in the country, which also has one of the highest maternal mortality rates in the world.
yeah,
Um, Definitely not the highest, but of your like what
quote
like
unquote developed countries.
I was gonna say like your G7, your G8, whatever we're up to on the G's.
Yeah, I did
Um,
say quote unquote.
yeah,
It is a bullshit metric. So
yes.
yeah, yeah,
It is the worst.
yeah.
I looked it up once. A woman of color in Arkansas has the same maternal mortality rate as a person in Iraq,
Damn.
and we bombed that country to shit, like we
Yeah,
have many other countries,
yeah,
which not great.
yeah.
So we're not batting 1,000. So the idea
You
that
think?
that our governor would be like, aware of these problems,
Yeah.
fuck them.
Fuck them. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the vibe I get from this whole process. It just really has reinforced for me that we
Hmm.
we need some change. But all that to say, my dude, doing pretty good, all
Good.
things considered. Beyond endless amounts of frustration with Sarah Huckabee Sanders,
Hmm.
who I hold personally responsible. If I were a mountain bike, she'd be
Hmm.
chucking money at me, is the thing.
Oh
Because
yeah.
the amount of money that our state's investing in environmental tourism
Hmm.
is bananas. Like, we're building new mountain biking parks all over the place.
Yeah. Or if you were like a lithium mine
Or a
or
lithium mine. Yeah.
a firearm manufacturer,
Yeah.
she she's your friend.
Yeah. So I guess my pathway is to literally become a gun. Uh
Boy, if only all of us could, you know?
yeah. Yeah. So
Um,
I'm gonna like become a Glock, I think, is what I'm gonna aim for.
I so I I don't want to tell you how to live your life.
Yeah.
However,
Mhm.
I would go for a good God-fearing American gun, you know?
Yeah.
A Colt 911.
A cult, yes.
That's what this country appreciates is a nice, solid steel Colt 911. And that's how I'm actually raising my son. I'm raising my son to be a God-fearing Colt 911,
Colt 911.
a 45 caliber semi-automatic Colt 911 pistol.
Yeah, this is where Sam's gun corner takes a very strange turn.
Let me tell
And
you about how my son shoots. And I don't mean fires a gun, but himself as a
is
weapon.
yeah. Anyway, we were gonna do a game.
Yeah, for just to kind of bring us up from the horrors of our political situation, I did play pickleball for the first time the other day,
Oh
and
my, well, I gotta warn you, be careful with that elbow. You know
oh, I
this,
know.
but
Hey, bud, my elbows always bad.
yeah,
So, but I'm doing okay. I'm not too terribly sore in the elbow.
that's
So,
amazing.
so we'll see where this goes.
Yeah.
Um,
Where'd you
but
where'd you play really quick?
Meriwether Park, just down the road.
Fuck yeah, dude. Didn't know
Yeah,
we had pickleball so close to us.
yeah. No, it's like a sub 30-minute walk.
That's incredible.
Yeah, no, it's good. But Luke, it is time for loan, leave, or love.
Nice. Like
Uh,
as always, incredibly excited. I think this is my week.
uh th- wh- well, that's a bummer.
Okay.
That you gotta have more than this fucking game where I watched 51
Oh,
movies.
no, I just mean that I think this is my week to win it all.
Oh, I thought you meant like your entire
No.
week is
I'll
spent looking forward to Lone Leave or Love.
although
Oh no, Luke.
no, I think this is my week to take home the solid goal doll
Okay.
on this one. Yeah.
Well, of course, this is the game show within the podcast wherein Luke has to guess among three movies. So between the time that my son was born and I came back to the podcast, I started 51 movies, and I either watched them alone, I left them early, or I watched them with the love of my life, my wife.
Yeah.
So, Luke, your
Yeah.
three movies today: X-Men Origins Wolverine,
Uh-oh.
The Wolverine,
Oh no.
or The Maze Runner: The Scorch Trials.
Okay. I'm not familiar with the middle one. Now tell me more about the Wolverine.
So the Wolverine, I'm glad you asked, um, is a fascinating little film. So I'm just checking these off of my list here. Um, so it is set as a sequel to both the reboot X-Men franchise that is set in the past,
Yeah.
and also the original X-Men trilogy, which of course ended with X-Men: The Last Stand. And
Yeah.
so this is supposed to sort of tie all of those together, and it is set in kind of the near future when the movie was released, which I think is just now.
Okay.
Um,
This is probably not my week.
I can give you more details about it. The Wolverine.
I don't
If
think I appreciate that. I don't know that it's gonna help me.
okay, okay, that's fine.
Oh boy. Because we
And
got two.
you know X-Men Origins Wolverine, right?
Yes, I am
Okay,
familiar with that
gotcha.
one. I don't think I've seen it, but I am familiar with it.
Okay, okay.
Um, the problem is we got two very similar,
Hmm.
not like aesthetically, but like we got two movies in kind of the same class.
Yeah,
And and then what was the third one again?
The Maze Runner: The
The
Scorch
Maze Runner.
Trials,
Yeah,
the second in that trilogy.
which is a real wild card.
Hmm.
Because I think that's the perfect window into your mindset during this adventure. It's just like, fuck it, let's check out Maze Runner.
Oh yeah. Hey, my guy, there's some real weird movies on this list where
I'm
I was
not
just
knocking
like,
it.
I don't know, I got time to spare. I gotta feed the kid for a little bit. Let's
Yeah,
do this.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, I think Maze Runner has you and Kenna all over it.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Um, just because thinking there was a time between, let's say, like, well, just like the late aughts, the
Hmm.
like late 2000s, where you, me, and your wife saw everything
Hmm.
that was in the movie theaters,
Including Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer.
including Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer, which
Phenomenal film that should be in the Criterion collection.
it fucking slaps.
Hmm.
So God,
The,
that movie was a good
the
time.
perfect setting to watch Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer is you're in college, so you have next to no responsibility. You
Yeah.
see it first showing of the day, and one of you walks in with an open cup of coffee, and no one at the theater says jack fucking shit about it.
Was that me?
Yes, that was you.
Yeah, I think that's when I was still working night shifts at the Greasy Spoon like diner in town. So I probably
Probably.
walked off the job.
And then went to see Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer. And then we essentially watched it in an empty theater.
That was a great time, man.
God,
Good.
it was good.
That was forever ago, but good memories. Um, okay, so I think Maze Runner has you and Kenna all over it because it just feels like a movie we would have gone to see at that point in time.
Okay.
Like, fuck it, let's go see Maze Runner. Um, I think you bounced off of Wolverine, the Wolverine.
Okay.
I don't think you could get into it, and I think you were down to fuck by yourself with X-Men, the Wolverine, that one.
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm locking it in. Let's fucking do
Okay.
it.
Totally fucking wrong.
God damn it.
Dead wrong. Um,
I cannot win.
you cannot. You cannot. So uh we bounced off of the Maze Runner.
Okay.
Yeah, we got
But you did watch it together.
we watched it together and we dipped 30 minutes in.
Nice. Okay.
Uh we watched X-Men Origins Wolverine together.
Nice.
And then I watched The Wolverine by myself
Before or after?
after.
Okay, that makes more sense. It'd be
Yeah.
wild if you watched it before.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Still fun to play. Still
Yeah.
love playing this game.
Hey, you've got 42 more chances.
Yeah. I'm batting 0, I think. I think I got 1 the
I
first
think
time we
you've gotten
played.
one.
Yeah. Which is
So
not great.
yeah, hey, 1 out of 51 ain't bad.
True. That's exactly how the Meatloaf song goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In relation to this game. He actually like wrote it about this game.
Yeah, we commissioned him to do it.
We commissioned him.
We commissioned him.
Yeah.
You know how you commission artists. Luke, do you wanna break down the plot of To the Bone?
Oh, not really, my guy.
That's fine. We can just say what we felt about it.
I'll just say this. It's a movie about eating disorders in which Keanu plays the psychiatrist. I think he's doctor, so
yeah, it's unclear what kind of doctor he is. It's implied he's a psychiatrist, but nobody really ever says.
Yeah, so he's a doctor specializing in this kind of treatment.
Who's unconventional.
The movie goes to great pains in its descriptions to tell you that he's unconventional, and we're going to talk about that. Yeah. But there's the main character Ellen, who is dealing with an eating disorder, and he convinces her to go into this inpatient program. She meets a bunch of other kids, develops relationships with them, and works through this. It's yeah, well, what's your word for this one?
Horrible.
Yeah.
This movie's horrible.
Yeah, burning a really solid word on this one. Yeah, it's appropriate though. Shit, I hadn't even thought about my word for this one. This movie is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie's tough.
And to be clear, like when I say horrible, I don't mean like that it's poorly executed, I guess, or anything like that. It's just a grim fucking watch.
I almost wondered if you were going to refer to it as edgelord. Because I don't know if it's edgelord or not. It's not like Hot Topic edgelord.
No, and also like a lot of it is based on the personal experiences of like the writer and the writer director.
Yeah, exactly.
And so like I wouldn't call it edgelord. I think it is an unwavering and probably pretty realistic look at eating disorders.
Yeah.
Which is, folks, not fun.
No. There's nor is it good to goof about.
There is almost nothing to goof about here.
Yeah,
I
almost
I would
nothing.
say basically nothing.
Yeah, yeah. That was
Ungoofable.
me desperately hoping you had something in the
Mm.
hopper for this.
Uh, 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 Not really. No. I like I so I have notes, and most of them are just like this is upsetting.
Yeah.
Um.
It's almost got the same feel as The Fault in Our Stars, um, in that it is a very frank
Mhm.
and like well researched and yeah, look at a really difficult situation in life.
Mhm.
It's hard to watch.
Yeah. And also like there's some stuff about it that I genuinely think is icky, like
Mm,
the fact that the main character is played by Lily Collins,
yeah,
who herself has had struggles with eating disorders, and they did make her lose weight for this
like 20 pounds.
so that she would look like she was anorexic,
Yeah,
which seems pretty fucking gross.
yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
I mean, she's an adult and she can make her own choices, and maybe it was important to her to do this and that she was fine doing that, but on its face, sucks.
Yeah, sucks big time.
Sucks big time. But um
I guess we could talk
hmm,
about Keanu.
we can talk about Keanu, and then I got like couple things from this movie
Yeah.
that I it does mention Tumblr
Yeah.
like a handful of times. But Keanu, so I think we could have skipped it.
You think so?
I absolutely do. Because I don't think he's that important to the plot. Because,
He's
like,
yeah, he's almost like a vehicle for like exposition
sorta.
more than anything else.
And
Yeah.
any other character could have filled that role and kind of does.
Yeah. I don't think he's critical. This one's debatable.
Because I think you remove him from this movie, and all we have are, and it almost gets better because then we have a lot of scenes of people referencing this unconventional doctor who runs this program, but we never see him.
Yeah.
Um, but we hear great things about him and how he's
Yeah.
really changing things. But he also seems like he's created a prison of some sort
Yeah.
for youths with eating disorders. Um, so so that's kind of an interesting kind of twist. But otherwise, he just kind of shows up sometimes and is like, "I'm unconventional," and then he kind
Yeah.
of leaves.
Yeah.
And
He shows
Near's
up, he behaves very unconventionally.
let's talk about that because
Yeah.
he, as near as I can tell, his unconventionality um goes as far as he cusses.
He cusses kind of a lot.
He cusses kind of a lot, and that's pretty much
That's
it. That's
that's
kind
about
of
it.
all. That's all he does.
He's a little like, I don't know, man. Because as far as like therapists go, he doesn't hold any punches, but that's
No,
kind of just a good therapist, like
he's
who
kind
knows
of
when
just
to
a good
push you.
therapist. He also, I noticed, talks about himself a lot in therapy.
He does talk a lot about him. I don't know that he's the greatest
I
therapist in the
don't
world.
think so. He's not a great clinician.
There's also a great scene towards the end where he's talking to Ellen and she's like relapsed or like gotten back into a bad way again.
Hmm.
And he basically, not basically, she paraphrases it as you, so your big pearl of wisdom is to grow a pair.
Hmm.
And he's like, more or less, which is
That's nothing, Keanu.
fishy, Keanu.
That is absolutely nothing. Don't
Yeah.
Don't tell people that. Much like
Don't.
earlier in the movie, when Ellen's mom takes a photo of her and is like, to try to get her to start eating, and it's like, do you think this is beautiful? Which don't shame them for how they look. That it's not
Yeah.
doing any good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not very unconventional.
He's not. No, he's.
Well, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
He might be kind of unconventional in that during therapy, he mostly talks about himself.
Yeah.
That's different.
This is like, this is his method, is to go full, like, self-referential to
Mm-hmm.
try to establish a common ground with
Mm-hmm.
the person he's therapizing, to be like, look at my life. This is what I've got going on. And then let's maybe bring it back to you. But mostly, let's just keep the magnifying glass like
Yeah.
on me.
Let's just talk about me. And and it's interesting because he talks a lot about how he's like married to his work.
Yeah.
And that he kind of doesn't seem to have a life outside of uh, you know, running this like clinic thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to do a lot.
No.
He kind of visits every now and again and is just like, everything cool? And they're like, not really. And he's like, great, bye. And then he leaves.
What do you think? Obviously, this is a guy with a lot of spare time. I think we can agree
Oh,
that
yeah.
despite what he says, Keanu is like doing a lot, or not
Hmm.
doing a lot, has a lot of free time. What do you think Keanu's doing with all that spare time?
I think he is, I think he's running a lot of focus groups. And
Okay.
what he's doing is he's checking to see, do my clothes make me look cool?
Mhm.
Do you think young people would like going to an art installation where it rains but not directly on you?
Yeah.
And is it cool if I say these cusses?
Yeah. How does it make you feel when I say the word fuck?
Yeah.
And then everyone kind of responds.
Yeah. How cool would you think I am if I said fuck that voice?
Yeah.
Huh?
Loudly in public, like we're
Yeah.
playing the penis game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What would you think about that? When I wear this outfit, do you, a person much younger than me and potentially a patient of mine, want to fuck me?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for.
That's the goal.
Seeing as one of the patients does say, damn, Dr. Keanu Beckham,
Beckham, I think. Yeah.
yeah, you're going to turn me straight. Which, hey, that's not a good dynamic
No.
for therapy.
And I love that his quip back was, sorry, that's a different program, which is,
Which, let's dig into that. Maybe
yeah.
he's, is he running some sort of scared straight clinic?
I think he is also, maybe that's, so he doesn't mention that the other half of his work is a Chick-fil-A and Hobby Lobby funded scared straight
Yes.
program.
Well, I guess it's not scared straight. I guess it's more like horned straight,
Yeah. Trying
aroused
to
straight.
aroused straight program.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which again, the focus groups would come in really handy for that.
Yeah. I
You want to make sure you have your look nailed before you
mm-hmm.
go into any session on that program.
So the question that I have is, do you think that Keanu Reeves is the right doctor for an aroused straight program? As abhorrent as it is.
Oh yeah. It says a lot about me and my willingness to goof, that I hadn't even considered the fact that this program should not exist.
Should not
It
exist.
exists in the goof space. The goof
Mm-hmm.
space does not judge.
Yeah, there are no
Um,
politics in the goof space.
yeah, exactly.
So what if Hobby Lobby has looted ancient artifacts from
Yeah,
the Middle East?
yeah, yeah. Those people, man. If you want to buy a bunch of sea monkeys and crystal growing kit and some model trains and stuff, need some
Mm-hmm.
craft supplies,
and
Also, if you
fund the looting of ancient
yeah,
civilizations.
exactly. It's like if Chipotle had a foundation where they go around stealing literal candy from babies. It's like, do you want a burrito and also to partially fund our candy from babies stealing program?
Yeah, or like Pepsi presents Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
but instead of him being like, this belongs in a museum, he's like, this belongs at Pepsi HQ.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past them after that fucking ad, that tone deaf protest ad that we all like to forget about. Okay, what the
Yeah.
fuck were we talking about? All right, so
Is
this program.
Keanu the right choice for an aroused straight program,
I
abhorrent
love
as it is?
I love our boy Keanu. I think there's better options.
Okay, who?
Paul Rudd.
My guy? I was
Mhm.
right about to fucking say Paul Rudd. I was this close to just blurting out Paul fucking Rudd.
I
Cause
think it's
yeah,
Paul Rudd.
he's the guy.
I think secretly we all know the answer is Paul Rudd.
Yeah. Cause he's hot, he's charming, and he's funny.
And he's funny.
And
Yeah, I think
seemingly unproblematic, save for the fact that he is the primary healthcare provider at an aroused straight
at an
program.
aroused straight program. Yeah, I think it's gotta be Paul Rudd. And I think he would get, well, not results, because that would be not great.
It would
If
be bad.
it would be bad. Results in this situation are a negative.
Hmm.
Um,
But I don't know.
but
You get a nude Tane in there,
you get a
and
nude Tane up in there. You
you're
see what
gonna
happens.
you're gonna turn some people straight.
You're gonna turn some
Ugh.
heads. Let's say that. You're gonna turn
Sure.
some heads.
The reality, I think, is that if you put Paul Rudd in charge of an aroused straight program, he's gonna go in there, um, and he's gonna goof around, and then he's gonna be like, "Y'all know it's fine that you're not straight, right?"
Yeah.
He's like, "It's cool. You just want to hang out and play pinball all day
Yeah.
while Chick-fil-A and Hobby Lobby pay me 8 figures."
Yeah. Pay me, Hollywood celebrity and known good guy, Paul Rudd,
Hmm.
an absurd amount of money
Yes.
to basically arouse you,
Hmm.
uh, a group of troubled teenagers. This is
Yes.
normal. Let's play some pinball.
Let's play some pinball, baby.
Yeah, so I think that's basically all there is to say about Keanu. Is the sad thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Again, I really think we could have skipped this.
I think what we've done
Hmm.
accidentally is edge our audience.
And ourselves, my guy.
Yeah,
I was so excited to go to the gun range this week,
yeah,
and I couldn't.
yeah, because that would have been inappropriate,
Would
I
have been a
think.
weird vibe, let me tell you, to go to the gun
Would
range and then watch this sad, sad, difficult flick.
Yeah, difficult. Such a good word for this movie. Uh, but I think what we've accidentally done is prolong satisfaction. So
Hmm.
by the time we do get next week, in which I
Hmm.
will scream the phrase Tom Hanks loves fish,
Hmm.
um, we it's gonna taste all the sweeter by
Oh
the time
yeah.
we
I
get
mean,
there.
I think when I go to the gun range and I fire that first round, I will come.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Which is gonna
Uh,
be really uncomfortable because I'm not gonna want to leave.
yeah,
So I'm just gonna sit there with cummy pants, firing
yeah.
off rounds in
Well,
public.
you're gonna fire off more than one round with that first
Yeah, two at once. Let me
two
tell
at
you,
once with that shot.
I'll be firing with both barrels if you know what I mean.
Hey, it wasn't in the waiver they have you sign. And there was
Yeah,
nothing about having an orgasm.
exactly. There's nothing in there that says I swear that I won't come while I fire these guns. So if I squeeze one off and go,
Yeah.
um, uh,
Yeah. Are you
they can't remove me.
are you gonna go with anybody? Gun
Yeah,
range?
yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Going with my cousin Rita and Marvin.
Hell yeah. The same configuration as last time.
Yes.
That's
Oh
gonna be
yeah.
legit.
Yeah, we got a good crew. We were thinking about going to a different gun range this time,
I see.
because I thought there was one locally that would let you fire a rifle, which I
Yeah.
am interested in doing. I could not find one.
I see.
That what didn't skeeve me out real hard, because there was one
Yeah.
that seemed like maybe they would do it, but it didn't have a lot of Jesus quotes on their website.
You know what Jesus loves more than helping people or being kind to your neighbor? It's
Squeezing off a round from a fucking AR-15
yeah. Turns
into
out,
into a paper cutout of Osama bin Laden.
yeah, that's what Jesus truly
Mm-hmm.
loves more than anything. Um, well, shit, yeah, dude, that's gonna be legit. So I think what we have here is
Mm-hmm.
a very difficult record
Yeah.
leading up to an easy breezy, amazing time.
Yeah, I mean it should be just world class. Which so I want to talk about this.
Yeah,
How has this season been for you?
interesting.
Mm,
Yeah, I think the honest truth is that my dude, I think we nailed it out of the gate with the right person,
oh, you mean Tom?
Tom.
Hmm.
Completely by mistake. I think we picked the ideal person for this kind of project
Yes, we did. Yeah.
because the variety of movies is off the charts. The quality of the movies starting very early.
Hmm. And the length of career.
The length of career, he was a little choosier.
Hmm.
Um, so I think growing pains,
Hmm.
like the wee baby Keanu, going through some growing pains through this project. We figured out what didn't work about Dwayne. I think we're figuring out what doesn't work about Keanu's career
Hmm.
and will heavily influence future endeavors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because by guy, this has been brutal.
Yeah.
There are long swaths of this season that feel like a death march.
Yeah.
Um,
Just
and
to
then
get to a John Wick movie.
just to get to a John Wick, it's so brutal because you have these like big peaks. The first Matrix movie,
Yeah.
John Wick 1. I literally can't think of anything else. Um, and then these just fucking
Gullies, my dude.
bottomless valleys
Yeah.
where he's like, "Oh, I did a good movie. Let me do some really rancid art house shit, indie
Yeah.
stuff."
Which is weird because every now and then there's a great one. Like
Hmm.
The Whole Truth was
The Whole Truth was good,
was really good.
very good. The karate one that he did,
Yeah.
that
The
was
Man of
pretty.
Tai Chi.
Yeah, that was righteous.
That was a righteous movie.
But
Uh
but for every one of those, it feels like we get four generation ums.
yeah, it does feel like that. And I just can't I think what this means for the future
Hmm.
is that we desperately need to take that IMDb page
Hmm.
and put a microscope up to it.
Yeah,
We got to take it line by line, my dude,
we
and
gotta
be like,
scour it and say like,
like,
is this gonna be decent?
yeah, like how many duds
Hmm.
are getting a gut feeling for each line item? How many duds are we looking at here?
Because like we've been firing from the hip, you
Yeah,
know. Oh, this would be funny. He's got some good movies, but we don't scrutinize it, and I
no,
I think that needs to be part of our process.
no, and again, it worked out great with that first shot
Hmm.
because Tom, phenomenal, great
Yes.
season, knocked it out of the park, no problems, other than the typical ups and downs of watching every movie someone has made.
Right.
Um, yeah, this one is John Wick 2 is next week.
John Wick 2 is next week. Uh, it's also the fact that this guy has done so many fucking movies.
Yeah,
So many.
I think that's also heavily part of it is he's not only done so many, but seemingly has no process behind which ones
No.
he agrees to do.
No. So I think we're looking for someone who's done lots of quality films,
Yeah.
decent person, not a long career.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm happy to announce that next season we're doing Kevin Sorbo.
Well, the career for sure is definitely short.
Yeah, totally unproblematic.
Yeah.
America's sweetheart, Kevin
Kevin
Sorbo,
Sorbo. Yeah.
Hercules himself, a movie itself without any issues whatsoever. No
Yeah.
anti-Semitic imagery at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Weird that you have to specify it.
you
It
know,
is.
you would think that I wouldn't have to say it, but I find that it comforts people. I mean, that's typically how people refer to the hit animated film Hercules.
Yeah.
The hit animated film Hercules that contains absolutely no anti Semitic imagery whatsoever.
Yeah. I love that about our modern culture in that we refer, like, it's just part of it. Like, people will be like, Castaway, great movie, very little anti-Semitic imagery.
So little.
So little. Mostly it's a guy on an island and he's
Mhm.
not Jewish and he's not talking about Jewish people. So
Yeah. It is kind of the anti 1984.
yeah.
In that one they're really condensing language to be maximally efficient. And what we've done now is the opposite, where we're always talking about how everything is or is not anti-Semitic. And it's frankly weird that we're only doing that.
Yeah. It's the opposite of double plus good.
Yeah, we're never
Um
saying like, Magic School Bus, a minimally racist show.
minimally racist.
Hmm.
Uh
Maximally anti-Semitic. That's the weird part.
yeah.
So anti-Semitic, but not racist at all.
Miss Frizzle has some wild opinions that
Well,
we get into.
she is all over the map, saying stuff like Jews invented fossils and the Holocaust. But boy, let me tell you about how much I love Malcolm X. It's
Yeah.
deeply complicated.
Man, the 90s were wild, you know?
It was a strange time
We were
to grow up.
taking swings at basically everything.
It was a weird time to grow up, let me tell you.
Yeah, that was 90s kids member. Uh
so yeah, Kevin Sorbo next season.
yeah, absolutely. You can count on it, folks.
Yeah. Um, Hanksy Panksy Sorbo farewell. I don't. So, I don't know.
I don't know. Scoop of Sorbo?
A scoop of Sorbo.
Is that
Uh,
anything?
Raspberry Sorbo.
Raspberry Sorbo?
But
Oh, this is nothing.
I have one other thing that I wanted to talk about from
Yeah,
this movie.
yeah. Yes, please.
Um, the actor who plays Ellen's stepmom
Yeah.
is the same person who played Arlene from True Blood.
Oh,
And so I just want to talk about True Blood for a little bit.
my dude. True Blood and watching True Blood with you and your wife
Hmm.
got me through some rough times. So,
True Blood can get anyone through anything, I think.
yeah, I think so.
It is
Like,
the salve that we need as a nation now.
yeah, to do some healing.
Hmm.
True Blood kind of slaps.
Yeah, well, except for the end. The end of it, little crummy, but it's so out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it swings for the fences, and it never hits them. But
yeah. But it sticks with you,
it does.
which is wild about a show where the main guy is a Brit trying to do an American Southern Louisiana accent
Hmm.
and
And
says the
and
phrase "suke" like a lot.
and the main woman is an
It's a
Australian.
she's Kiwi.
Kiwi is
Yeah.
a New Zealander also trying to do a deep Southern accent. And then, folks, if any of you haven't seen True Blood yet, what the fuck are you doing? Because on top of both of those wild choices, you have Alexander Skarsgård just vibing out.
Just vibing out with a bunch of other gorgeous
Mm-hmm.
vampires. The great thing about Alexander Skarsgård too is
Mm-hmm.
that he can actually do an American Southern accent.
He doesn't do one though.
Not in the show. That's what's weird.
Yeah,
Is
because
that
he's
for a
yeah.
different movie, he learned to do one, and it's flawless.
What the fuck?
So much so that I've seen interviews with him where when he speaks English, he has that accent. He just sounds like a good old boy,
Mm.
which is wild. And
Hey
then
there, my name's Alexander Skarsgård.
my name is Alexander Skarsgård.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, welcome to Skarsgård's Beelans. We sell you cars down here.
You want a Ford?
You want a Ford?
Yeah, Ford F-150.
Anyway, that show is truly a work of art. I
It
adore
is.
True Blood.
I wonder if True Blood had come out later. You
Yeah,
know, like I don't know, to pick a date. You know,
yeah,
just out of the ether, like January 6th, 2021.
sure.
I think I think we as a nation would be far more united.
I think so. Yeah. Because there's a lot in there about
Mm-hmm.
getting along with other folks that are
Mm-hmm.
different from you, think differently from you,
Yeah.
used to own people. Pretty sure that was part of Bill's plot line.
I believe Bill did own people.
I think he was a Confederate or not general, but a Confederate officer
Yes, I do believe that
who
is
owned
true.
a plantation. So if we're doing the
Mm-hmm.
math here,
He did own people, and he grew and ended up having two black friends.
yeah.
Uh, so the growth is not amazing.
Yeah, but it's the full arc is pretty cool.
Yeah, at
It's a
no
lot of
point
growth.
does he ever say to those two black friends, I think I should own you. He
Yeah.
never says that. And that's, you gave him 150 years. Give him a little credit, I guess.
Hey man, give him a break. He's only had a century and a half
To
to figure
realize
this shit out.
that he shouldn't own people.
Yeah. Who's your favorite character in True Blood?
Lafayette.
Lafayette is the obvious answer.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Lafayette.
Yeah. My other favorite is Gideon. Do you remember Gideon?
The fucking shit is Gideon?
I think his name is Gideon. He's the original vampire. He was in season 1 or 2, I think, maybe 3. I don't remember.
Wait, are
But
you talking about Alexander Skarsgård's maker?
yes.
Not Gideon, but it does start with a G. I can't remember what it like. Sorry, I shorted out.
No worries.
It's it's like Gottfried. No,
Let's go with Godfrey. I don't know.
Godfrey. I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Yeah, but I love this guy because he shows up and he's like the OG vampire.
Yeah, he's like 1,000 years old
He's
or
like a
some
thousand
shit.
years old and he doesn't give a fuck, which is incredible because he's so old and he's just done everything to the point that he eventually does like burn himself up on the roof of somewhere.
He does, yeah. What is his fucking name in Eric Northman? Okay, True Blood.
We're
Eric
close.
Northman Maker. Godric.
Godric. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. I was
Nice.
I was close with Godfrey.
Godfrey's pretty close.
Godfrey.
Yeah. But Lafayette is definitely the glue that holds that show
Mm-hmm.
together.
Oh, without a
Um,
doubt.
Yeah, I actually rewatched True Blood not that long ago.
We did too. It's good for a rewatch.
It's pretty great for a rewatch. There's some moments in that show that will haunt you forever.
Mm-hmm.
There's also just some really good plot lines.
Yes.
Like
It's
Jason with his druggy girlfriend.
Jason Stackhouse.
Just yeah, it's
Jason
good.
Stackhouse is, again, I think, like,
He's an Australian doing a southern accent.
God, what is with these antipodeans? Um, but no, Jason Stackhouse also is, I think, like a wonderful example of like how people can be, because he starts out the show like pretty bigoted.
Yeah,
uh,
just a general redneck, like
yeah, real
bigoted
asshole,
redneck. Yeah.
and really like goes on a journey.
Yeah.
He kind of goes on the journey that Bill did in 150 years, but Jason does it in like 4 seasons.
Yeah. Which is how growth should be. I think Bill, we can all agree, is a little slow on the uptake
Hmm.
uh on that front.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But again, I'm just saying, if a Jason Stackhouse type character had been introduced to this country, again, I'm just gonna pick a date here, January 6th, 2021. Um, I think we'd be in a different place as a nation. I think we would be united.
I think the problem that you've isolated here is that we don't have a Game of Thrones anymore.
We
we don't
don't.
we don't have a huddle around the radio, everybody's
Mm-hmm.
listening level of media show running right now. And I think what we need to do is pretend like True Blood doesn't exist,
Okay.
bring it back one episode at a time, and just air this motherfucker. uh
Yeah.
and bring the nation back together through
Let's
the
do it.
miracle of we'll all get collective amnesia,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're just gonna start over with True Blood, baby.
Yeah, because we don't want to do it with Game of Thrones, because I don't think we can forget how bad that last season was.
Yeah, no, I think Game of Thrones is well, it has scrubbed itself from memory, which
Mm-hmm.
is I have a lot of opinions about Game of Thrones, but the big one is definitely it's incredible how little we talk about Game of Thrones now.
Well, folks, you have something to look forward to the next time we have a movie that we can't joke about.
It's gonna be us talking about how like Olympic level bullshit that ending was. like like a perfect 10 on the landing
Yes.
level of what the fuck was that.
Yeah. I would almost say a perfect -10.
A perfect -10.
Yeah.
Yeah, truly inspirational how
Um,
much goodwill they torched in a single evening.
it's phenomenal stuff.
Yeah,
So I think, Luke, it's probably time that we should start moseying on out of here.
I think so. Yeah, let's get
Um,
the fuck out of here.
Normally we would talk about what we're going to watch next week and what we think it is. We already did that last week, because what we thought we were going to watch that last week, or this week, we now have to watch next week. And that
Yeah,
is John Wick Chapter 2. Instead, Luke, I have Frasier update.
Frasier got renewed, right?
Season 2, new Frasier. Season 2 is coming for
Oh,
you.
for me.
Yeah, you gotta finish the season.
I do need to finish this fucking season.
Mm-hmm.
Because well, all I'll say so far is that unlike a reissue of True Blood, in which we
Mm-hmm.
all collectively forget it exists and then re-air it, I don't think Frasier's bringing this nation back together.
No, if anything, knowing Kelsey Grammer's politics, I think he wants to drive this nation apart.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
And on that lovely note, folks, thanks for listening to another episode of Hanksy Panksy. You can find us on Facebook at Hanksy Panksy Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Hanksy Panksy Pod. You can send us an email at hanksypanksypod@gmail.com. We're over on Blue Sky. I'm trying to post on there a little bit more. And we have a Patreon, patreon.com/Hanksy Panksy. We have slowed down a little bit on there, but we're working on some stuff. Ken and I might actually do a video of us playing through Oregon Trail 5, because we
Oh,
gotta bug up our ass about doing that.
Nice,
So
dude.
that might be coming to the Patreon. We got some other stuff. Luke has talked about maybe doing Horror Hut over on the Patreon. So we got some stuff that's gonna happen.
Yeah, gotta see the Neon Demon.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
it's gonna
won't.
happen. Yeah, we're gonna take that following that grenade for you.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
you check us enough money. And you can be one of Hanks's heroes, like Tuck and Daniel. And fellas, fellas, you know what, fellas? What I'll do is I'll provide therapy for you and talk about myself the whole time.
Mm,
Yeah,
that's very kind of you.
it is. That's what I can do for folks. Luke, do you have a final quote?
I did. It was actually something Keanu said, but I think instead I'm gonna go Sucker.
Sucker, sucker, Stackhouse.
Sucker Stackhouse. Yeah.
God, it's really what we need right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, folks, thanks for listening to another episode of Hanksy Panksy Honor Among Reeves. We'll be back next week, actually, with John Wick Chapter 2.